Good afternoon. It is 18 minutes past 4 on Tuesday, the 18th of June 2024, and that means that we are 2 years and 11 weeks into this roughly 8-year fire journey. Just having a little look at the main screen here. I'm not sure how apparent it will be to anybody watching on a small device, but there is some clear blue water, so to speak, developing between the blue line, which represents the portfolio value, and the grey line, which represents the amount invested. And there is obviously a nice steady increase in the grey line as we add to the investment each week. If it's not very clear on the chart on the side, actually let me just hit the max just to see how that changes things. Okay, not really very much. But if we look at the actual market as a whole, so just before we do that, just to point out the difference in the figures. So where you've got portfolio, you can see the current portfolio value. You can also see the total amount invested to date, and then obviously the return and the percentage growth in this case that return represents. So that's for the portfolio itself. On the right hand side here we have a representation of the actual market, and I have currently got that set to the max time scale, so that is looking right back to, if I can see the date somewhere, the 15th of November 2015. So from 2015 up until today, June 24, so it's not quite 10 years, but it's heading in that direction. You can see the growth shown there as 232% since start. But as I say, that is looking at the market on that time frame that's represented there. I think if I change it to a 1 year time frame, yeah, if you change it to the 1 year, you'll see it comes back to 25%, which is much more representative of what has really happened. So guys, with that said, let's go to, I suppose, what would be a more normal representation, what you're probably more used to looking at. Just waiting for it to load here. Actually, while we are waiting, in fact, do you know what? I think it has loaded. It's just that I haven't adjusted this so that I can see it on screen. Okay, while I try to sort that out, let me just point out the fact that the free shares offer has been reopened. There is a free shares offer now ongoing for roughly the next month. I think it's 29 days or something remaining. But I do want to point out that I honestly think that really only people that know what they're doing should take up the free shares offer. It does require you to open an account with Trading 212 and to invest some money with them. And in order to do that, you really need to understand that investment should be for the mid to long term. You could get back less than the amount that you invested, and really with that in mind, aside from having a fair idea of what you're doing and what you want to invest in. You also need to be sure that you're not investing money that you're likely to need in a rush, because quite frankly, timing the market is impossible, and if you find yourself in a position where you need money in a rush and therefore are forced to sell at whatever the price is at that time, there's every possibility that you will make a loss, or indeed get back less than you had invested. On the other hand, if you're investing for the mid to long term, if you've done your homework, if you're using a diversified strategy and so on, there is still a degree of risk, but let's say that risk is largely less than it might be otherwise. Guys, with that said, and the time approaching market close at 4:30, let's go ahead and just take stock of where the market is at. So currently the price is sitting at £81.73. The market is up almost 2/3% today. The current return on investment is sitting at roughly 23.33%, and current average purchase price 66.28. We will see that jump whenever we put our £120 into the market, and as you know by now, if you've been watching, I put £120 in every week. That's going to buy us just a little less than 1.5 shares now that the price has increased as much as it has. So average price currently sitting at 66.28. Let's see what it goes to. We're going to review and send the buy order as a market buy. That has executed, and the new average purchase price has jumped almost 20p, but not quite. In fact, was it? Actually, no, it might be more like 10p. 66.38 now. Do you know what was it? I can't remember what it was before. I think it was 66.28. It's now 66.38. So a very slight change in the upward direction for the blue line there, the average purchase price. Still loads of room between that and the current market value, which means that our return on investment still looks pretty good. Significantly better than you're going to get out of a bank, or indeed virtually any other safe investment. So with that said, guys, I will just point out the fact that somebody has drawn to my attention in the past few days the government bonds provided by National Savings and Investment, or NS&I is the website, NS&I, and with NS&I you have a 100% guarantee of getting your money back with the UK government. And if you choose to go down the route of investing in the premium bonds, you have to invest a minimum of £25, and you could win as much as £1 million, depending on how things go. And even there are many much smaller prizes that can be paid out as well. You can choose to reinvest any winnings into your premium bonds, and you can hold a maximum value in premium bonds of up to £50,000. Anything that you win over and above that is then credited back into your bank account. And it's to be honest, it's almost to my way of thinking, it's almost like a free lottery. I don't know why anyone would want to take on the risk that there is with the national lottery, when in fact you can take part in the premium bonds monthly draw. You can earn interest on your bonds. I think it's sitting at about 4%, 4.4%, something like that per annum, as of a day or two ago. And you can't really lose with it. So that to me is a sensible place to put some money. As I say, it's a maximum of 50,000 for the premium bonds. They also have other products as well, and they say that all money invested within SNI is 100% guaranteed. Now, just to point out that with a bank in the UK currently under the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, the maximum amount of money that is guaranteed is 85,000. So if you were lucky enough to have more than 85,000 in a bank account, unfortunately that part of the money that is greater than 85,000 is not backed by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, and really from that point of view would be at risk in the event of a problem with the bank. You could find that your money is basically commandeered and allocated to pay creditors. So just a couple of thoughts on alternative places that you might like to consider investing or depositing some money. With that said, I will point out that the S&P 500 looked at over a 30 to 40 year period has been shown to produce a slightly better than 10% return on average per year, and that is obviously significantly better than the rate that you will get with NSNI. The big difference being that money invested in the S&P 500 is not guaranteed in any shape, form or fashion, and it's a completely different thing altogether. Money deposited with NSNI is safe. It is 100% government backed. Money deposited in the S&P 500 is speculative. The evidence appears to show that given a long enough time frame, you can get significantly more back than what you had invested, but that is going to be punctuated every so often with market crashes as a result of a whole variety of factors. Guys, with that all said, let's have a little look at the notifications before we close today. The market has actually just closed. So there is our purchase. We bought just under 1.5 shares for 81.75. There is a notification here about Chegg, which I haven't heard of before. They are up 16% after announcing plans to lay off 23% of their global workforce. Tesla up almost 4% after receiving approval to test its driver assistance system in Shanghai. I suppose you could call that cautious optimism there. It's not a massive rise, and I suppose there is potential to discover that perhaps maybe more needs to be done to prove the driver assistance system. I really don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Adidas down 4% after launching an investigation into large-scale bribery in their Chinese unit. Not so good. Wednesday, that's tomorrow, is an official holiday in the US. The Juneteenth, National Independence Day, that's going to say that the US market is closed. Indeed, that's what it says. So actually, I didn't know about that. That was just pure luck that I happened to be available to do the stream today, and decided that today was the day. But there we go. Right, those are the notifications, and so just a quick look at the closing position today. Market closed at 81.75, as you can see, up 0.62% at close. Current investment just under 210 shares, and current return on investment up 23%, with a portfolio value of almost 17,150. And as I say, we are 2 years and 11 weeks into this roughly 8-year FIRE journey. We are seeing a pretty steep rise just at the present time here, albeit in relatively kind of normal increments, and at the same time as I'm just a little cautious looking at that. I don't see any great cause for concern in what is effectively normal market volatility. I don't know actually if I can still show the sort of the trend that the market was on before. I don't seem to have that line still showing, but suffice to say that the market lost quite a bit of ground in the stagnation of the past, was it 18 months? Let me see, that is when, that's December 21. So from December 21 until around about September 23. Even, do you know what, you could even say until December 23. The market was stagnant, so that's a couple of years really, a couple of years worth of growth that we haven't really had, and it's good to see the market kind of getting back on track. I don't think it is quite where we could sometimes expect it to be had it continued on its previous path. Pardon me, but there we go. So that is going to be it for today. If you have been watching, thank you for that. Just a quick reminder, there is the free shares offer available in the description for the video. What I would say is, guys, if you don't really know what you're doing in terms of investing, if you've got no clear idea what you want to invest in or why you should be able to make money in investing in a particular fund, then why not consider the NS&I premium bonds? I think it's a good alternative, particularly with a 4.4% return on investment, and also the possibility to win up to £1 million in the monthly draw, which you're entered into automatically when you hold premium bonds. Now, bonds purchased today have to be held for a full month before they can be entered into the monthly draw. So anything purchased today would have to be held right through July and would be eligible for the draw in August. But yeah, that's potentially a good alternative in my view for people that maybe are not just as sure about their investments as perhaps some of the rest of us might be. If you found this video interesting in particular, why not give it a thumbs up? And if you're interested in following the journey as a whole, please consider subscribing to the channel. Guys, I'll be back again next week with another look at the market, and in the meantime, thanks for watching.